All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Naresh Margo. The headlines. Poll campaign picking up momentum in Gujarat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address public meetings today in Mehsana, Dahod, Vadodara and Bhavnagar. 3-day-long celebration of 400th birth anniversary of Assam's legendary war hero Lachit Borphukan to begin in New Delhi today. 4th edition of Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue to start in New Delhi. Australian Parliament approves India-Australia trade deal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it will strengthen the comprehensive strategic partnership. And in the FIFA World Cup football, France beat Australia 4-1. Match between Mexico and Poland ends in a draw. In Gujarat, the poll campaign has picked up momentum, with the senior leaders crisscrossing the state seeking votes for the party. Prime Minister and senior BJP leader Narendra Modi will address 4 rallies at Mehsana, Dahod, Vadodara and Bhavnagar today. So far, Mr. Modi has addressed 8 rallies in the state in this assembly poll. On the other hand, Congress leader and former Minister Manish Tiwari, as well as spokesperson Alok Sharma, will join the party's poll campaign today. Aam Aadmi Party's leaders Raghav Chadha and Bhagwant Mann will also campaign in the state to reach out to the voters. Meanwhile, the BJP has suspended 12 party members for filing nominations as independents after they were denied tickets for the second phase of the assembly elections. Our correspondent reports that nearly 4,91,35,000 voters will decide the fate of 1,621 candidates in the 2 phases of the assembly polls. Interestingly, the voters also include more than 10,000 Centurion voters. A report.
For the first time, 10,357 voters who are more than 100 years old will cast their votes in this assembly elections. Among them, the highest 1,500 Centurion voters are from Ahmedabad district, followed by Vadodara, Bhavnagar, Rajkot and Dahod. As many as 5,115 Centurion voters will exercise their franchisee in the first phase of polls. This time, high enthusiasm is being seen amongst Centurion voters thanks to the special arrangement made by the Election Commission. In this election, the senior citizens above 80 years old have been given right to vote from their home through postal ballots. Due to this, more number of senior citizens are expected to exercise their voting rights in the elections. There are more than 9,87,000 voters aged above 80 years in the state. With Jitendra Dwivedi, Aparna Khun, AR News, Ahmedabad.
The 3-day-long celebration of the 400th birth anniversary of Assam's legendary war hero, Ahom General Lachit Borphukan, will begin in New Delhi today. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will inaugurate an exhibition on this occasion at the Vigyan Bhavan, while Union Law Minister Kiran Rijiju will attend the cultural event as the chief guest this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the closing ceremony on Friday, while Home Minister Amit Shah will grace the event on Thursday. A documentary and a coffee table book on the life and glory of Lachit Borphukan is to be inaugurated in New Delhi during the event. Panel discussions on Assam's history and life of Lachit Borphukan will also be held. More from our correspondent.
The main objective of organizing the 400th birth anniversary celebration in the national capital is to sensitize the people of the country on the bravery and war skills of Lachit Borphukan. Lachit Borphukan was the famous general of the great Ahom army who defeated the Mughals and halted the expanding ambitions of Aurangzeb in the second half of the 17th century. The Ahoms, who ruled Assam for over 600 years, have a record as one of the longest reigns in the world. Lachit Borphukan was seriously ill when the Ahoms confronted the mighty Mughals at Saraighat in 1671. In spite of his ill health, Lachit Borphukan, as a true general, led from the front and defeated the Mughals. Manas Pratim Sharma, AR News, Delhi.
The 4th edition of the Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue IPRD will start in Delhi today. IPRD is an apex-level international annual conference of the Indian Navy. The National Maritime Foundation is Navy's knowledge partner and chief organizer of each edition of the event. The theme of IPRD 2022 is Operationalizing the Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative. It will have 6 professional sessions spread over the 3-day period. As part of the event, globally renowned speakers and eminent panelists will explore how the areas of maritime cooperation could be optimally and inclusively operationalized. In addition, there will be a Margdarshan session which would include addresses from Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has termed youth the biggest strength of the country. Mr. Modi said the government is giving top priority to utilize their talent and energy. The Prime Minister was speaking after distributing over 71,000 appointment letters to the newly inducted recruits at the Rozgar Mela through video conferencing at 45 locations across the country. Mr. Modi said the government is working in mission mode to provide government jobs.
भारत जैसे युवा देश में हमारे करोड़ों नौजवान इस राष्ट्र की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। अपने युवाओं की प्रतिभा और उनकी ऊर्जा राष्ट्र निर्माण में ज्यादा से ज्यादा उपयोग में आए, इसे केंद्र सरकार सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता दे रही है। राष्ट्र निर्माण के कर्तव्य पथ से जुड़ रहे अपने 71,000 से ज्यादा नए सहयोगियों का मैं स्वागत करता हूं।
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alert. The Australian Parliament has approved the free trade agreement between India and Australia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has thanked his Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese over the passage of the pact. In his message yesterday, Mr. Modi said the entry into force of the India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement will be greatly welcomed by Indian and Australian business communities. He said it will further strengthen the India-Australia Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal termed the passage of implementing legislation of the Australia-India Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement as a significant moment for India-Australia bilateral ties. Briefing the media in New Delhi, Mr. Goyal said the move is a big recognition of India's growing global stature. He said Indian IT industry, students and many labor-intensive sectors will soon reap the benefits of this landmark deal. He complimented Prime Minister Modi for the relations he has maintained bilaterally with both the political formulations of Australia. He said Prime Minister's direction to the negotiators was that the agreement has to be good for businesses and people of both the countries. Mr. Goyal further stated that the agreement opens up significant new opportunities across sectors for Indian businesses. He added that India's textiles and gem and jewellery sectors have been keenly waiting for the agreement to be able to sell to high-income earners in Australia.
Because of this agreement and businesses wanting to set up manufacturing in India, we also see a lot of potential for jobs by Australian investments coming to India, manufacturing in India at scale to serve both Indian markets and the rest of the world from India, which will create job opportunities for our young boys and girls.
The Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry said that the agreement shall open doors to opportunities across diverse areas like mining and minerals, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, education, clean energy, transportation, gems and jewellery, tourism and textiles, generating about 1 million jobs in India. Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India said the India-Australia FTA will offer big opportunities for exporters. The Confederation of Indian Industry also welcomed the ratification of India-Australia FTA. Maldives Foreign Affairs Minister Abdullah Shahid has thanked the Indian government for its contributions to enhance the skills and competence of civil servants of Maldives. He expressed his gratitude during a meeting held with Director General of National Centre for Good Governance, NCGG, Mr. Bharat Lal. Mr. Shahid expressed hope that the capacity-building programs will further increase and solidify people-to-people contact between the two countries. Mr. Bharat Lal was leading the delegation of the NCGG to the Archipelago nation to review cooperation with Civil Services Commission of Maldives under a 2019 MOU signed during the state visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So far, over 530 Maldivian civil servants have undergone training under the bilateral arrangement. India has retained its lead as the top tourism market of Maldives this year. Close to 2 lakh Indian tourists have visited Maldives in 2022 so far. The Indian mission in Maldives, in a tweet, said that India has been the biggest contributor to tourism in Maldives since 2020. The High Commission of India in Male congratulated Maldives on securing world's leading destination title for 2022 at the World Travel Awards earlier this month. The International Film Festival of India, IFFI, is celebrating 50 years of Manipuri cinema. 10 Manipuri films are being screened at IFFI Goa under the special Golden Jubilee Cinema Package. Out of 10, 5 are feature films and 5 are non-feature films. More from our correspondent.
The Manipuri feature films being screened at IFFI are Ishan O, Brajendra Luhangwa, Loktak Larambi, Fijigi Mani and Matambi Manipur. Dev Kumar Bose directed Matambi Manipur was the first Manipuri film which was released on 9th of April 1972. Since then, April 9 is celebrated as birth anniversary of Manipuri cinema. 5 non-feature films from the state being screened at IFFI are Ratan Thiyam, The Man of Theatre, Elisa Amagi Mahao, Look at the Sky, Silent Poet, and The Tainted Mirror. Veteran filmmakers from the state like Aribam Shyam Sharma, Okem Amakcham, Nirmala Chanu, Borun Thokcham, and Romi Mitei are attending the celebrations at IFFI in Goa, marking 50 glorious years of Manipuri cinema. Despite all odds such as resource crunch and lack of investment in technology, Manipuri cinema kept its flag high thanks to indomitable spirit of filmmakers. Ashok Shukla, AIR News, Goa.
More than 3 weeks after losing a re-election bid, President Jair Bolsonaro has challenged the presidential poll, arguing that votes from some machines should be invalidated. He yesterday blamed a software bug and demanded the Electoral Authority annul votes cast on most of Brazil's electronic voting machines, though independent experts say the bug doesn't affect the reliability of results. At the ongoing FIFA World Cup in Qatar, Saudi Arabia stunned South American giant Argentina 2-1 in their opening game at Lusail Stadium yesterday. Today, Morocco will lock horns with Croatia, Germany will face Japan, and Spain will clash with Costa Rica. A report.
Argentina started the game in the backdrop of this atmosphere, basking in its warmth as Messi, Lautaro Martinez and Di Maria all found a shot on target in the opening minutes of the first half. Messi's shot on goal in the third minute showed how solid they started the game. Saudi, with a defensive back four and playing a 4-1-4-1 formation, had little to offer other than to stop Messi and Martinez from running past their high line. It was suicidal to play a high line unless the team was looking to counter-press the opposition. However, Saudi was largely casual in its offensive moves but succeeded in keeping Argentina's attack at bay. In another match, Denmark held to drab goalless draw by Tunisia in their World Cup Group D opener at Education City Stadium. In the third match, Robert Lewandowski missed a penalty as Poland were held to a 0-0 draw versus Mexico. Finally, France began their title defense in a Group D meeting against Australia, beating them 4-1 in an emphatic display. Olivier Giroud scored 2 to equal Thierry Henry as France's highest goal scorer. With Pratyush Ghosh, this is Anupam Mishra for Sports Desk.
And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Renu Kataria.
Thank you, Naresh. Australian Parliament clears path for FTA with India, reads a front page headline in Business Standard. A headline in the Pioneer says, Foreign Secretary raises with Myanmar trafficking of Indians by job gangs. The Tribune on its front page writes, Don't cry for me Argentina, along with a picture of despondent Lionel Messi reacting to Argentina's loss in a FIFA World Cup match to Saudi Arabia. Government plans slew of big reforms in insurance sector, reports the Asian Age. A picture on the front page of Hindustan Times shows jailed Delhi Minister Satyendra Jain getting a massage under the headline, Massage Row intensifies, Jain got massages in jail by a rape accused. And finally, the Statesman writes that 1 lakh cyber fighters will be trained in Jharkhand to thwart the Jamtara gang of cyber criminals.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Poll campaign picking up momentum in Gujarat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address public meetings today in Mehsana, Dahod, Vadodara and Bhavnagar. 3-day-long celebration of 400th birth anniversary of Assam's legendary war hero Lachit Borphukan to begin in New Delhi today. 4th edition of Indo-Pacific Regional Dialogue to start in New Delhi. Australian Parliament approves India-Australia trade deal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says it will strengthen the comprehensive strategic partnership. And in FIFA World Cup football, France beat Australia 4-1. Match between Mexico and Poland ends in a draw. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.